Hey there, everyone. I'm Daryl Stringer. Welcome to episode 4 of the Build a Photography Business show, where I help photographers like you with photography, marketing, and pricing. This week, jump down. This week, we're going to look at what you can do to prepare for the quiet season in your local market, and we'll close with an open question and answer time. I will note that we are streaming live to Facebook and YouTube, so if you leave a comment, I may highlight it during the show, so please keep that in mind. Okay, now, do you typically have a quiet winter in your business? Now, I know that in some places during winter, especially when there is snow around, the whole real estate industry slows down and there just isn't a lot of activity happening. Or maybe your slow season is at another time of year when, for whatever reason, very few homes are hitting the market or new building projects just aren't ready or appropriate to shoot. So what do you do if you want to keep working through that time? Because like 2020 has already been a terrible year and you can't afford for things to go quiet. The first thing you really need to do is to identify your opportunities. So what industries and services are open for you during that quiet season? Now, this is going to be different in every little market, so it's up to you to know your market inside and out and identify what's open and what's not open. So for example, real estate, maybe that stops, but perhaps restaurants are still busy and perhaps they would be a good ones to target during that time. Or perhaps you need to move away from still photography and look at video services during winter because you find that businesses are still getting videos in December and January, even when there's like 5 feet of snow on the ground, because maybe that's something that they can do inside for their company or as a marketing tool. So step 1 is to look at your market, go deep and find what you can do. The second thing to do is to plan ahead and to start preparing your tools and your resources now, even if the quiet season doesn't kick off for like another 2 months or something. So if some of these things that you do, they might take a little while. It might take you even a few weeks just to get them together. So this isn't something that you want to leave to the last minute. You might have done that kind of thing when submitting your homework in high school, but it's not something you want to be doing as a business owner. Okay, so how do you do it? I would plan exactly what you want to be doing and then set deadlines for individual actions so that you get things done with time to spare. For example, if you need to complete something really large, maybe a multi-step marketing campaign that you'll need to send to local businesses, break it all down to small steps and write down when you will complete each of those little steps. I'll give you an example from outside of photography. I've got a friend called Luke. He's planning to run his first ever marathon later this year. In preparing for this marathon, he created a plan for how fast he wanted to run by the end of each month. And he's got this graph, and each month he's tracking his time over a certain distance. So he's doing it this way so he knows if he's on target to reach his goal of completing the marathon in a particular time. That's the kind of thing that you might want to do to plan for your quiet season. So identify what you want to complete by a certain date, and then everything will come together for you when you need it. Now, the third thing to do is to actually get everything together. My recommendation would be to have a range of tools and options up your sleeve rather than bank everything on one option but be left in a hole if it doesn't come off. So you might want to create a variety of online marketing tools and a variety of offline marketing sequences as well. So for example, you might look to use email, social media, flyers, letters, phone calls, office visits, just a whole range of different ways of getting in touch with companies and individuals that you want to work with. And what you might want to do is to build a sequence so you have multiple touch points through multiple channels. Now, some of these people that you're reaching out to will respond well to an email, but others might never look at their emails. And maybe the only way to reach them is with a phone call. So somewhere in that sequence, you might want to include a phone call so that you can be sure your message wasn't missed just because it didn't arrive in a medium which maybe that particular individual prefers to use. Okay, so what you want to do then is just diversify your messaging and create a sequence rather than just put all of your chips on one roll of the dice. The next thing you'll want to do is actually start your marketing campaigns before the quiet season gets underway. And that's because it can take time for your dream clients to trust you, and it takes time to get your stuff together to do those photo shoots or the videos or whatever service it is that you're offering. If you wait until your business has been quiet for a few weeks in December, that's probably too late to really kick things off. There's this concept that we have in sales. It's called the 90-day sales rule. And it says that the new sales you make today are a result of the marketing you've been doing for the past 90 days. So if you're not doing anything now and you don't do anything for the rest of this year, then it's going to be difficult for you to make new sales in January if you haven't been doing any marketing in that past 90 days. Okay, so you want to get started and you want to be active leading up to then. Finally, if you like the sound of all of this, but if you still just really don't know what to do, if you're feeling a bit lost, I do have a range of pre-written marketing tools in my coaching program. So get in touch with me if you'd like a little bit of help with all of that. All right. So in summary, the 4 things, maybe the 5 things that you want to be doing to help your business get through the quiet season are: identify your opportunities, start planning now so you've got things in place, prepare all of your tools and resources so you've got a range of options, and start marketing before the quiet season gets underway. And if you want, reach out to me if you'd like a helping hand. All right, now it's time for some Q&A. So if you've got any questions or comments about what we've covered today, or any other questions that are on your mind, feel free to drop them in the comments. Do you need to be doing more to prepare for your quiet season, whenever that might be? And maybe if this does push you to make some changes, even something simple, let me know what you've done. I'd really love to hear about it. So let me just have a look just to see if we've got any questions coming up at the moment. Let me have a look. So if you just want to drop them in below if you're watching live at the moment, and I will see if there's anything come in yet. Sorry, well, I just have a quick look around. Okay, can't see anything just at the moment, but that's okay. I just wanted to cover a quick question that I saw come up in one of the forums. I just wrote it out here. Someone asked, can someone help me with the rates of drone photography in their area? I'm bidding on a job and they want drone as well. I think, how would I answer this? I think this is probably not quite the right question to ask. I think it comes back really to the broader issue of how do we set our prices? So do we set our price based on what other people charge? And do we allow them to set it and assume that they've got their pricing right? Or do we look at our own experience, the value that we bring to our clients, We look at our expenses and what costs we need to cover and what we want our income to be. And then I think we bring all of that together to determine our rate. So I think maybe rather than asking that particular question, I think a better one would be, how do I calculate my rate for photography and other services? So I think I'd go that way and look at what the rates are, or what the rates need to be, rather than what the rates are for your competition. All right, I think that's about it for today's show. As I said, drop any comments down below. I'll get back to them later if I haven't seen them just yet. If you aren't yet following me, then here's where you'll find me on social media. I'm there on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. There's my email address, daryl@builderphotographybusiness.com, if you want to reach out to me at any time as well. All right, thanks for popping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.